Now, to help us reach our goals for retirement, Senior Wealth Advisor Darren Farwell of the Farwell Group joins us. Good morning, Darren.
Good morning, Marilyn. Well, look, when we talk about retirement, one of the things that just about for most of us, even in retirement, the idea of having a regular income that you can count on month after month is an important part of feeling confident. And confidence plays an important role in freeing you up to do, focus on those things that you enjoy the most, which for Joanne is tennis and her grandchildren. Joanne and I first met shortly after she became a widow. She plays bridge with another widow who was a client of mine. And Joanne had mentioned during one of their bridge days that she was not clear at all about how to convert all of the funds she had received from insurance and the financial assets she had been transferred from the estate into her name solely. She was not clear about how to convert all of those savings into an income to support her lifestyle. Now, she wasn't planning on making any big changes, but she didn't know if she was spending too much. She didn't know if she could afford to stay in her house for the years to come, and frankly, whether she had enough savings to leave money for her kids and grandkids, which she wanted to do, and continue to live in the lifestyle that she was accustomed to for the rest of her life. Then, of course, on top of all that, there were the to-do lists that are chock full of stuff and details that needed to be looked after as a result of becoming a widow: wills, estate, taxes. Becoming a widow, can be overwhelming enough. Add all of these concerns to the list, and it can be a source of, increasing anxiety. Joanne and I met virtually, of course, last week to begin our third step of the widow's timeline. 3 steps to a regular tax-efficient income you can count on. In the first step, Joanne's spending was spend as needed. In the early days and months after her husband's death, there really was no budget at all, no tracking. Using our tool specifically designed for widows called the Decision-Free Zone, we set aside plenty of short-term funds that Joanne could access without concern about her budget. That's step 1. Of course, there's checks and balances, so things don't go crazy, but there's really no specific tracking of expenses. But Joanne, had enough on her mind that keeping track of cash flow was not on the now list. We put it on the soon list, something to be looked after soon, but not right now. And what happened next is what usually happens. At some point when Joanne and I met as part of our regular meetings, whether they're calls or formal office-type agenda-driven meetings, Joanne said, "I'm getting uncomfortable with just spending. I want to have better control of what's coming in and what's going out." Bingo. That's step 2. When Joanne was ready, we brought in another tool developed specifically for widows called Am I Okay? And Am I Okay is a way of tracking. It helped Joanne get a high-level handle on what money's coming in versus what money's going out. And then by last week, Joanne had collected a few months of numbers that were close enough. So we moved into step 3 of the widow's timeline for creating a regular, tax-efficient income you can count on month after month. We're going to create the sense of a regular monthly paycheck. And that paycheck will get deposited to her account every month on the same date, on a date that corresponds well with Joanne's payments and bills. It's also a paycheck that we know from our planning work with her numbers she can afford and still meet her objective of leaving a legacy, a financial legacy, for her kids and grandkids, and continue to live independently, doing the things that she enjoys most. Through this whole process, Joanne says that she's felt her own confidence rising. And that's good, because that's helped her take things off her worry list and move them to her happy list.
Wow, Darren. 3 steps. They sound so logical, and since you've been there and done that, I'm sure that not only Joanne, but any of your clients would be happy to do that. And at the end of it, she's going to live well, she's going to meet her objectives, she's going to live independently and confident that she's done the right thing, thanks to the Farwell Group and you, Darren. So thank you for sharing that story. If someone wants to talk to you about creating that regular tax-efficient income, how do we reach you?
Please call 416-863-7501 or visit our website, thefarwellgroup.ca. And we are happy to share some of those tools that I was talking about, designed specifically for the challenges of widows, called the Decision-Free Zone, the Widow's Timeline, Am I Okay? All of those tools and resources are available for listeners from a woman's perspective.
So if you want to meet your objectives and you want to have clarity, call Darren at 416-863-7501. You can take action. You need not worry. You can take that first step. Darren, thank you very much. I look forward to learning more next week.
Thank you, Marilyn.